at a hotel like this in a while. Paimon's getting excited on...
Oh, in that
Oh,
case,
don't
I'll
worry.
go order for
We
us
haven't
first.
eaten at a hotel
Let's
like
wait
this
here
in
a
a
moment.
while. Paimon's getting excited. Ooh, everything looks so good. People in Fontaine sure know how to enjoy life.
Why, of course. Go ahead, try whatever you like. If the food's good, I'll make a group reservation for the rest of Spina di Rosula next time.
And if it's not?
Well, then I'll still bring everyone.
You, sure have your own way of doing things. Oh, we called this a farewell meal, but we could also treat it like a victory feast, right? We did just win that case after all.
Oh, true. Very true.
Huh? Paimon didn't mean that you had to order even more food. Speaking of cases, do you think that the mastermind behind the series...
Well, we've certainly taken a big step forward, but I feel that's about it. We know that there's an organization that means...
If it hadn't happened right in front of us, Paimon wouldn't have ever believed that a person could...
Right? Yet it was because this was such a
Ugh. If only that guy could have finished speaking! We were so close to...
In such investigations, even the smallest step can seem like a yawning chasm if the To be honest, I don't have high hopes for any follow-up that the authorities might... It's not that I don't have faith in their ability. It's just that a different perspective is... It's easy to guard against and deceive a single narrow perspective. A shift in thinking is required, which is exactly why the Spina di Rosula Those highfalutin folk are not all-knowing. That's why we exist. To seep into the cracks where filth falls through. Where there...
Seems Paimon thought...
It's all right. Well, this was supposed to be a Let's talk about something else. Like, what are your future plans?
That's true. We didn't have a chance to speak to her after the trial ended.
I see. So, your primary objective, which is... I've heard that there's a long line of people waiting to meet Lady Farina. I suspect you'll be waiting for...
Yeah, we've heard that she's super popular here in Fontaine, and...
Well, would you consider some more,
Guess that's Spina di Rosula's boss for you.
Well, one way would be to infiltrate a performance troupe at the Opera House, only to abandon your act at the play's climax. I'm sure Lady Farina would be eager to see the ending, and would agree in order to finish...
Could you suggest something a little more practical? This plan seems...
All right, here's another. Find a way to conceal yourselves under her bed. Then, wake her up in the dead of night and demand answers. I can personally testify that this one works. When I'm sleepy, I'll do anything as long as I can finally get some sleep.
That might work, but that's not really the problem.
Valid point. I overlooked that part. I was just thinking about leveraging a person... all right, no more joking around. You did defeat her in court, clearing citizens of hers from false accusations.
False? You mean that if we catch her while she's on a break, she might be too embarrassed to refuse? Oh, that does make... Why don't we give it a try after this meal? You know.
Huh? Paimon, did you drink my Fanta?
Was this your drink? Sorry about that. Paimon wasn't really...
No, it's fine. We're just...
Alright. Honestly, Paimon wouldn't recommend Fanta anyway. It tastes kind of salty and icky.
Is that so? Huh. Well, if we're all finished eating, then I'll go pay.
Yeah, we're stuffed. Thanks for the treat, Nap. Oh, so full. Paimon can barely float anymore. Nah, that would be so normal.
Okay.
Hey, Navia, what are you doing?
Oh, nothing. It was just a meal, you know? Nothing the Spina di Rosula can't...
Let's get ready to try to meet the Hydro...
So this is goodbye, huh? Well, if you do encounter any other trouble in Fontaine, in any case, I wish you smooth sailing. I'll see you...
See ya! People around anymore. Looks like that boat we took...
Vache.
Looks like we're back here again. Huh? Traveler? Are you hearing voices again? Ugh. That's kinda spooky. Are you sure we don't want to come back in the morning?
Vache? Vache.
Hey, why are you still walking towards it? There might be something nasty in the water. Huh? Hang on. Paimon can kinda hear a voice. Hey, Traveler? Stop walking! Come on, wake up!
Vache, are you... my dear Vache? No, wait. You seem to be someone else. Do you... Wait. Who? My memories feel like they have been washed away like a flood. So many... How much have I lost? How many things that I once held dear while on land have I since forgotten? Yes, that is what I was once. But now, I am but the... I do not know how I came to be like this either. I only vaguely remember being covered in light blue water. I also remember going to many places. No matter where I went, Vache would go with me. But now, we can no longer go back. No! Our reunion no longer has any The thought of me gives him no succor. If you meet Vache, tell him not to look for me. Tell him to move on. Perhaps that is so. As I was submerged in the waters, losing consciousness. If only I could have comforted him. Told him that I did not suffer. Indeed, is that what you call it? Dissolving. It was a state of neither fear nor frenzy, with only an endless... I could also liken it to being a thirsty person who drinks water for the first time, and only then sees how they have lived for so long in a world. I think I hear your companion. It's time for you to go, I think. Farewell, then. I am glad that you were able to sense my presence. Remember, if you see Vache...
Wake up! Come on, hurry! Navia's outnumbered!
Demoiselle, look out!
Dear God, it's a whole army of Gardamex. Chlorand? Quick, now's our chance! I should thank you for lending us your sword there, Chlorand. But before I do so,
I followed you. It seemed to me that
I believe that following someone without their knowledge is actually called...
Mr. Callus's last wish was for me to ensure your safety, and I will not betray his trust.
Do not speak of my father!
Sorry, Demoiselle.
Thank you for your aid, Miss Chlorand, but do keep an eye out for your manner of speech.
Sorry,
Whatever. What else do you know? How did you come to the conclusion?
I doubt I know much more than you. But I believe that the mastermind behind the serial disappearance... Your performance tonight will almost certainly attract...
I'm sure they've known about me. To be honest, I'm shocked it's taken... And what about these Gardamex? I thought only those associated with it...
None of these mecha have serial numbers. I was sure to check a moment ago. I can only conclude that some powerful or wealthy party must have obtained them via illegal...
What? Your point being that they're out of Spina di Rosula's league then?
Yes. Be careful.
I will continue investigating no matter what. We will bring the truth to... Regardless, thank you for your help today, Chlorand. But...
I do not think that they'll strike again anytime soon. So I shall...
Right. I suppose that's the best news we've gotten today.
Demoiselle, I believe that Miss Chlorand was being...
I know, she's...
Oh, thank goodness! Paimon thought we were done for. Those Gardamex came out of nowhere while you were unconscious, and Nadia and her gang saved us. Oh, and there was that champion duelist named Chlorand who came out to save us too. We got lucky there. Paimon probably couldn't have fought them off otherwise.
Oh, come now. Forget all that polite talk. That wasn't really a farewell meal we had back there. Not as such. We're still partners. There's no need to thank...
It will take 50 years for me to match Demoiselle.
If it were me, I would have joined the Spina di Rosula on account...
All right, you...
Actually, Navia, how did you know that we were in danger? You sure did...
Well, to be honest, you're the one who tipped...
Huh? Really? Paimon contributed to...
Yes. All thanks to you grabbing my drink by mistake.
How did...
After we parted ways, I was on the way back to one of our bases when I suddenly thought that the Fanta tasted kind of salty and icky. Fanta only comes in sweet flavors, so how could it have tasted salty?
So the Fanta had been spiked with water from the
Yes. So if you hadn't drunk that cup...
Spina di Rosula is preparing the grandest of awards for you as we speak for...
Huh! Really?
I sent people to Hotel de Boer to investigate. But whoever did this left no trace. That's when I figured out that you might be in danger and hurried here as quickly as I could.
But why would they go after us too? All we did was defend Linny in court and help clear his name.
Well, you did foil a plan that they were probably pretty proud of, and almost got their name in the process. Speaking of which, did anything strange happen when you...
Well, it can't be coincidence that the traveler fainted just now. She said... Oh, and this time Paimon heard it too! But it was real faint. Does this situation have to do with the primordial seawater then? Does that mean the primordial seawater raises someone's sensitivity to hydro when it's...
That doesn't sound like too much of a bad thing, to be honest.
New intel? Why...
Well, let's hear it, shall we? Oh. Vache. That name doesn't ring a bell. Since he saw that young woman dissolve, he was at least but he never gave testimony or any information regarding people dissolving in the primordial seawater. Could he? Yes, thank you. This is very important information indeed. We will continue to investigate. Oh, you mean you...
Well, you did say that our farewell meal didn't really count. And besides, we're in this now whether we like it or not. You're not gonna let those people who targeted us get off the hook so easily, are you, Traveler?
Demoiselle, do try not to look quite so pleased. You are the face of Spina di Rosula, after all.
You talk too much. Well, in that case, let's head back to one of our bases. We also have some plans to go over, and hopefully we can deepen our bonds as partners.
Don't worry, you two. With us around, our base is...
It's right up ahead, but let's make sure we weren't followed.
I've been keeping watch, Demoiselle. I haven't spotted anyone suspicious.
Very good. But let's not let...
I shall find rooms for our respected guests.
Thank you, Malus. Now, let's continue, Traveler.
This is your base?
Your accommodations have been arranged. Under the present circumstances, I can confidently say it's the...
Well, our funds have, after all, we don't allow illegal or unethical profiteering. In fact, our funds often come from citizenry who support us.
Seems like it's tough times for everyone. But if you have the support...
To be honest, our financial situation was a lot better back when my father was in charge a few years ago.
Your father... He was the prefect...
Demoiselle, if you'll allow me to explain...
No. I'll explain it myself. I suppose I couldn't run from this topic forever. My father's name is Callus. Yes, the same one they call... 3 years ago, he was accused of murdering his own friend. But he chose a duel to defend his honor, instead of standing trial.
Oh no.
But I do not believe my father was a murderer. At the time, I believed that if he only stood trial and was duly investigated, something amiss would crop up and prove his innocence. But strangely, he not that even after being seriously injured, to the point where he could be deemed as having lost the duel. 3 years later, I still don't... How could he protect his honor if he's dead? If anything, he gave up his chance to defend himself. The closest piece of info I have is that my father had been investigating the serial disappearance.
Ah, so that's why you're so determined to get to the bottom.
That's right. I've also tried to investigate the murder my father was implicated in, but I haven't found a single... However, I believe that if the murder case is related to those behind the disappearance, I must know what really happened. Was my father coerced? Framed? If only he'd been more open with me when he was still alive. He even hid the fact that my mother died due to complications when giving birth, and now, here I am investigating his death. You really are...
Demoiselle, please. If there is anything...
I also will never believe that Master Callus murdered anyone. There are none. Master Callus did so much good in life, yet all it took was one murder. Even our supporters decreased greatly due to that incident, hence our...
Wait! If Callus was such a good man, wouldn't people...
No. Perhaps people just revel in that kind of drama. It's not something exclusive to people. People love watching the evil turn over a new leaf, but they also...
But how could... never mind. If Callus was really falsely accused...
There is one other thing. Master Callus's opponent...
Oh! Her? Well, then... yeah... That's not the sort of thing...
Miss Clorand has always placed great emphasis on the honorable nature. She knew Master Callus beforehand and greatly respected him, but seeing how there was only...
It's not that I don't understand her at all, but I...
Don't worry, Navia. Paimon knows how you feel. You don't have...
Afterward, Miss Clorand told us that at the start of the duel, Master Callus requested that she ensure Demoiselle Navia's safety. Yes, that is our understanding.
Oh, Papa. What madness drove you to act? All right. Anyway, that's the information I wanted to share with you. Even if it did sound like I was just complaining towards the end. Thanks. You two should go and rest.
Yeah! Paimon's...
Please, relax and get some sleep. We...
Paimon slept, huh? Navia?
I sent them back to Poisson. It's Spina de Rosula's place of origin, and where we have our headquarters.
Paimon gets the feeling that you're just trying to get them off your back. But never mind that. When did you get back?
No, I just returned after going out for a while. I did some investigating yesterday.
Wait, so you didn't sleep at...
How could I after having such critical...
Guess Paimon wasn't speaking for...
Unfortunately, this name seems to have been wiped from existence. I suspect that those behind this have already taken steps to hinder an investigation from this angle.
Does that mean we're...
No. There is one ray of hope. One place in Fontaine, and that is the archives kept by Chief Justice Neuvillette. A place where detailed files on if the Oceanid you met is one of the young women who went missing recently.
So Neuvillette maintains an archive of case file? In that case, let's go talk to him, shall we? Aren't you...
No, it's nothing. The Palais is right up ahead. Come on.
Welcome to Palais Mermoni.
I hope the weather's nice like this tomorrow as well.
Welcome to Palais Mermoni. Welcome to Palais Mermoni.
I hope the weather's nice like this tomorrow as well.
Welcome to Palais Mermoni.
I hope the weather's nice like this tomorrow as well.
Welcome to Palais Mermoni. Welcome to Palais Mermoni.
I hope the weather's nice like this tomorrow as well.
Welcome to Palais Mermoni.
I hope the weather's nice like this tomorrow as well.
Welcome to Palais Mermoni. Welcome to Palais Mermoni.
I hope the weather's nice like this tomorrow as well.
Welcome to Palais Mermoni.
I hope the weather's nice like this tomorrow as well.
Welcome to Palais Mermoni.
I hope the weather's nice like this tomorrow as well.
Welcome to Palais Mermoni. Welcome to Palais Mermoni.
I hope the weather's nice like this tomorrow as well. I hope the weather's nice like this
Welcome to
tomorrow
Palais
as well.
Mermoni. Welcome to Palais Mermoni.
I hope the weather's nice like this tomorrow as well.
Welcome to Palais Mermoni.
I hope the weather's nice like this tomorrow as well.
Welcome to Palais Mermoni. Welcome to Palais Mermonia.
I hope the weather's nice like this tomorrow as well.
Welcome to Palais Mermonia. Welcome to Palais Mermonia.
I hope the weather's nice like this tomorrow as well.
Welcome to Palais Mermonia. Welcome to Palais Mermonia.
I hope the weather's nice like this tomorrow as well. I hope the weather's nice like this tomorrow as well.
Welcome to Palais Mermonia. Welcome to Palais Mermonia.
I hope the weather's nice like this tomorrow as well.
Welcome to Palais Mermonia.
weather's nice like this tomorrow as well.
Welcome to Palais Mermoni.
I hope the weather's nice like this tomorrow as well.
Welcome to Palais Mermoni.
I hope the weather's nice like this tomorrow as well.
Welcome to Palais Mermoni. Welcome to Palais Mermoni.
I hope the weather's nice like this tomorrow as well.
Welcome to Palais Mermoni.
I hope the weather's nice like this tomorrow as well.
Welcome to Palais Mermoni. Palais Mermoni.
I hope the weather's nice like this tomorrow as well.
Welcome to Palais Mermoni. Welcome to Palais Mermoni. Welcome to Palais Mermoni.
I hope the weather's nice like this tomorrow as well.
Welcome to Palais Mermonia.
I hope the weather's nice like this tomorrow as well.
Welcome to Palais Mermonia. Welcome to Palais Mermonia.
I hope the weather's nice like this tomorrow as well.
Welcome to Palais Mermonia. Welcome to Palais Mermonia. Welcome to Palais Mermonia.
I hope the weather's nice like this tomorrow as well.
Welcome to Palais Mermonia.
I hope the weather's nice like this tomorrow as well.
Welcome to Palais Mermonia.
I hope the weather's nice like this tomorrow as well.
Welcome to Palais Mermonia.
I hope the weather's nice like this tomorrow as well.
Welcome to Palais Mermonia.
I hope the weather's
Welcome to
nice
Palais
like this tomorrow
Mermonia.
as well.
Palais Mermonia. Welcome to Palais Mermonia. Welcome to Palais Mermonia. Welcome to Palais Mermonia. Welcome to Palais Mermonia.
I hope the weather's nice like this tomorrow as well.
Welcome to Palais Mermonia.
I hope the weather's nice like this tomorrow as well.
Palais Mermonia. Welcome to Palais Mermonia.
I hope the weather's nice like this tomorrow as well.
Welcome to Palais Mermonia. Welcome to Palais Mermonia.
I hope the weather's nice like this tomorrow as well.
Welcome to Palais Mermonia.
I hope the weather's nice like this tomorrow as well.
Welcome to Palais Mermonia. Palais Mermoni.
I hope the weather's nice like this tomorrow as well.
Welcome to Palais Mermoni.
Tomorrow as well.
Welcome to Palais Mermoni. Welcome to Palais Mermoni.
I hope the weather's nice like this tomorrow as well.
Welcome to Palais Mermoni. Welcome to Palais Mermoni.
The weather's nice like this tomorrow as well. I hope the weather's nice like this tomorrow as
Palais
well.
Mermoni. Welcome to Palais Mermoni.
I hope the weather's nice like this tomorrow as well.
Welcome to Palais Mermoni. Welcome to Palais Mermoni. Welcome to
I hope the
Palais
weather's nice
Mermoni.
like this tomorrow as well. I hope the weather's nice like this tomorrow as well.
Welcome to Palais Mermoni.
I hope the weather's nice like this tomorrow as well.
Welcome to Palais Mermoni. Welcome to Palais Mermoni.
I hope the weather's nice like this tomorrow
Welcome
as
to
well.
Palais Mermoni. Welcome to Palais Mermoni.
I hope the weather's nice like this tomorrow as well.
Welcome to Palais Mermoni. Welcome to Palais Mermoni.
I hope the weather's nice like this tomorrow as well.
Welcome to
The
Palais
weather's nice like
Mermoni.
this tomorrow as well.
Welcome to Palais Mermonia. Welcome to Palais Mermonia.
I hope the weather's nice like this tomorrow as well.
Welcome to Palais Mermonia.
I hope the weather's nice like this tomorrow as well.
Welcome to Palais Mermonia.
I hope the weather's nice like this tomorrow as well.
Welcome to Palais Mermonia. Welcome to Palais Mermonia.
I hope the weather's nice like this tomorrow as well.
Welcome to Palais Mermonia. Welcome to Palais Mermonia.
I hope the weather's nice like this tomorrow as well.
Welcome to Palais Mermonia.
I hope the weather's nice like this tomorrow as well.
Welcome to Palais Mermonia. Welcome to Palais Mermonia.
I hope the weather's nice like this tomorrow as well.
Palais Mermonia.
I hope the weather's nice like this tomorrow as well.
Welcome to Palais Mermonia. Welcome to Palais Mermonia.
I hope the weather's nice like this tomorrow as well.
Welcome to Palais Mermonia.
I hope the weather's nice like this tomorrow as well.
Welcome to Palais Mermonia. Welcome to Palais Mermonia.
I hope the weather's nice like this tomorrow as well.
Welcome to Palais Mermonia. Welcome to Palais Mermonia.
I hope the weather's nice like this tomorrow as well.
Welcome to Palais Mermonia.
Halt! Please state your business here. The Chief Justice is presently out.
This place does look pretty heavily guarded. Guess that proves that Nervalet's...
Hey, don't you recognize us?
Huh? Who are you? Just to be clear, I don't care who you are or who you might be related to.
See? They've got great discipline, too.
Yep. Paimon can tell.
If you're here just to crack jokes, I can point you towards the exit. Unlike some...
No. What I meant to say is, shouldn't you remember us from a few days ago?
Oh, yes, I remember. I read about it in the Steambird.
We're here today to report and archive some information on a follow-up case.
Huh. Is that even a thing?
Of course. Don't worry. We're here on official business. You can trust us.
All right then, I'll let you through. The Chief Justice is Justin.
Thanks so much.
Please come in.
Sorry to barge in, Monsieur Nervalet. We only lied to get in because we didn't know any other way.
It's all right. Please let me know how I may be of...
So you're not mad?
We are looking for a man called Vacher. He may have been an eyewitness in the serial disappearances case. If we can find him...
Ah, I see. In that case, please wait here a moment.
Who knew that Neuvillette would be so easy to talk?
Unfortunately, I'm quite certain that no one by the name of Vacher has been involved in any case. There are no records of him either in the files or in my memory.
Traveler, what if it was really...
Is that so? All right then. Thank you so much, monsieur.
Ahem. Miss Navia, I can understand how you feel. Your father, Callus, was a truly exceptional man.
And what are you trying to say? Miss, are you trying to console me? Extend your... No. You are not trying to do any of that. I can hear it in your voice. There's no It's just like last time. After my father took his place in the duelist ring, I pushed through the guards to talk to you. You even told me then that you thought there was something fishy with the case, yet you still allowed, in your eyes, the value of a human life is nothing compared to those cold... If you truly regret my father's death, then why didn't you call a stop? Why didn't you give me the power to stop him from throwing his life away? Why did you just let him... Everything was hanging on a thread at that moment. There are still so many things I never got to tell him. If you really have no heart, then just look me in the eyes. I, Navia...
I'm sorry, Miss Navia.
You and my father are truly alike. You keep all kinds of things in your heart. It's not so much that you can't feel, but that you would never Oh well. In any case, everyone already knows my apologies for taking my emotions out on you, Monsieur Chief Justice. Let's go, Traveler and Paimon.
Navia, are you okay?
I'm fine.
You're right. Wasn't it still sunny when we went into the building? And there should...
Now that I think of it, on the day my father was convicted of murder...
What is it? Did you think of something?
Yeah, he was outside. It was uncovered and the rain could fall there. Why? That thought has occurred to us before. We've even expanded the search area to try to account for that, but didn't find anything of value. Oh? Wait.
So you're saying that the true murderer could have been turned into water? Yeah! And if that's what had happened, then no one would have believed your dad, even...
I really think I found a true genius for a partner. You're completely right. All right, let's go to Poisson. With this new lead in mind, we'll get to the bottom of my father's case for
Yeah, we're gonna make progress for sure this...
Do you want to go with me now? Or do you want to head over by yourself? All right, then...
Take it easy.
Seriously? But, Mr. Morris, I don't understand. But what about my...
Well,
Oh,
Hey, isn't that Xavier? Xavier!
oh, why, if... Well, I...
Can't you just find
Unfortunate.
the Fontanelle?
Oh, is the Fontanelle, the holiday...
But what's with that weird expression on your face? It's like you're trying really hard to remember something.
Ah, I...
Well, either way...
Yes, those to commemorate the... But a few years ago... The whole thing's...
Oh, that's...
Ah, yes, the Fontanalia Film Festival is an event proposed by the Fontaine Film Association this year. Now that film technology... During this time...
The what award?
The Farina Award. Perhaps everyone's...
Ah,
Oh, but who would have...
Chiori?
Yes, that's her. I am...
Oh, Paimon!
How to describe her remarkable designs have... Anyway, Chiori is a quick...
Who are the actors from...
Why don't the two of you, judging from the top...
Follow the wind. Chia! 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 One with nature. The wind knows me. Chia! One with nature. Tja! Tja! Into the wind. The wind knows me. Tja! 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 Tja!
Whoa! What a huge ship!
There's no need to be so surprised. Well, my father was the one who asked for it to be built like this. Perhaps our taste in exterior design is the only thing we occasionally... A gigantic and glamorous ship embodies discovery, opportunity, ambition, and conquest. It symbolizes Spina di Rosula's bright and limitless future.
And Paimon thought you were bluffing when you said Spina di Rosula had a... Paimon was confused why a group with such a history would live in the soup. But now that Paimon has seen this ship for herself...
Well, Poisson is where Spina di Rosula began, after all. It's our main...
Intel is just like...
Melus, we're back!
Apologies for the wait, demoiselle, and our most important partners. You said before that you still had some business at the court.
About that. It's because my partner here reminded me of something really important. You see, you still remember, right, Melus? On that night,
Yes, the case was quite similar to that of Mr. Linney's. Both were what you'd call...
Could you tell us a bit more about what happened?
Yeah, of course. Many years ago, something called synth. At a glance, it was a kind of drink that could excite your mood and produce
Wait! Didn't that guard guy who turned into water also mention that the primordial water...
Yes, he did. Considering what we know now, it's almost certain that synth is created using... If you drink synth for an extended amount of time, you'll suffer many side effects, such as and if you were to stop drinking it completely, you'll experience flashes of paranoia and anxiety, while lacking energy to do anything. As he oversaw Poisson, my father was compelled to put a stop to synth abuse.
Boss's uncompromising attitude incurred the synth vendor's wrath. But no matter how much they threatened, not only that, Boss became determined to find the mastermind behind the synth operation.
Yes, but the enemy was very cunning. So he could never get anything out of the deal. Recognizing that, my father decided to contact the dealers in secret and cultivate personal relationships with them. The man's name was Jacques. He felt greatly ashamed about his work after seeing many. That night, my father hosted a banquet at his countryside estate. He planned to meet up and exchange information with Jacques over some food. But then, we heard 2 gunshots from the courtyard. We raced to the scene and found my father, still holding a gun, and Jacques.
Huh? How did that happen?
Sounds just like Lenny's case, doesn't it? In both cases, the culprit seemed obvious. Looking back on it, though, I now believe the most important clue was something we all overlooked at the time. There were pieces of clothing left at... Precisely. It's all thanks to you that I made the connection now. Back then, But, considering it now, it's almost certain that they belonged to a third person at the scene. With one extra person, we'll also need to reconsider why the 2 shots were fired. You're right. We still don't know what happened. But my intuition tells me that we're on the right track to figuring it all out.
Jacques was an empathetic man who was infinitely remorseful for his past actions. It's unlikely that he turned... I think this third person... On that note, however... Even though this will not please you, demoiselle, as your and your father's... Our opponent is insidious and cruel. They are extremely difficult to deal with. Even though Spina de Rosula has lost most of its former glory, there is no need to follow your father's path. It would be both wise and in line.
If that's indeed what he wished for, was I not the closest person to him? And yet, I was the one most kept. What was the point of him dying without sharing any of the secrets he knew? Did he make... Synth is still here. Callus the Unfaithful is still his epithet. And did he think I'd just accept his meaningless death and live out my life just as... I've never accepted that. Ever. Not since that. I want to find out the real answer for everyone's sake. For the missing girls.
Davia.
This is indeed the best moment to act. Your partner appears to be quite reliable, and more importantly...
So you do know something else, Malus?
Yes, I do. In fact, even before that banquet, Boss already knew of the connect. But what drove all the tensions to the boiling point was the revelation that you, demoiselle, had been selected as the next target to...
What?
Boss also didn't tell you that he had been diagnosed with a rare illness, and the serial disappearances case caused him great. 5 years was nowhere near enough time to resolve this long-standing conflict. Knowing all of this, he decided to use one final intimidation tactic before his death. He claimed to have already gotten his hands on some key incriminating evidence for the other side, but as long as you remained safe, he would not share the evidence. If something were to happen to you, then he and all those he told would immediately expose all they knew.
Right, so nobody would be able to get off.
As we've seen, Boss's tactic has worked. Even though Boss has been gone for a long time, the other side has not tried to take Demoiselle's life.
No, I don't believe it. He never appeared.
No father wants their daughter to see them weak and haggard, especially someone as proud as Boss. To him, dying in a duel and suffering lasting dishonor as the unfaithful.
So he chose to die in silence. so that he could...
I'm afraid you're not understanding this correctly, demoiselle. If Boss's spirit could hear you telling me that you want to find the answer, I'm sure he'd be extremely...
That fool. No. He might have set up everything precisely because he never thought I'd be able to... Is that the amount of confidence he had in me? And what if I was never able to make it to where I am now? Yeah. I suppose that's true. With the way he'd set things... But thankfully, he rarely talked to me about complex matters, and thus understood little of me as a person. Huh. Malus, what was the key evidence that...
It's the location where synth is produced. When he was threatening the enemy, Boss didn't share the specifics of the incrimination. But if you want to use it against the enemy...
Why? If we know where the place is, can't we just go storming?
You mustn't forget that we're fighting against a mysterious and dangerous... There's no telling what might be lying in wait at their headquarters. We also have no idea, but a single visit to their headquarters would be tantamount to The worst case would be that we leave empty-handed, but also open ourselves up to...
Then, in that case, why not work with the Fontaine Authority?
Well, you saw one of them dissolve during Mr. Linney's case. We have no idea just how thoroughly they may...
Huh. That's true. But things are different now. It should be a lot easier to prove the other side's guilt, now that we've connected Synth with a disappear...
You sound like you've put a lot of thought into this, Malus.
I am the butler, after all. I live but to... I've always been willing to take on any kind of risk for your sake. But considering my relative lack of ability, I've spent my time keeping...
Thank you for all of that, Malus. Have you discovered anything new?
Let me think. One conclusion I came to was that the enemy must be quite familiar with Spina di Rasul. When I announced orders to the organization's members on Demoiselle's behalf, I used to deliberately keep a few people in the dark. If the vendors didn't change their plans, then the individuals informed of our orders must be innocent. If the vendors packed up and fled, however, after several rounds of testing and investigative tracing, I've narrowed the suspect list down. The first is Florent, Spina di Rasula's senior advisor.
Huh? Florent?
Yes, surprising, isn't it? He was one of the people Boss trusted the most. Which also means, thanks to his position within Boss's innermost circle, he always knew our upcoming plans and could... There's someone else like him, too. Marcel, the head of Confrérie of
Uncle Marcel.
It's a guild in Poisson. Boss helped it to grow to its current size and prominence. In the beginning, they were only reselling some daily goods, but now they're one of the richest guilds around with a lot of...
So... they're like a sister organization of...
Yes, you can say that. When we were fighting against the synth deal, it's a bit difficult to imagine someone using their own money to hunt...
The final suspect is Thierry, the man responsible for coordinating information between Spina di Rasul. Although the guards mostly leave us to our own devices, there are still many activities we have. Since Thierry is always in the know about our current activities, he could theoretically
I see. These are all people. To think that the enemy we've been fighting against has been right next to me all along.
If you want to investigate them, please take every precaution to not alert the quarry. Judging from our...
Of course. And thank you, Malus.
You're too kind, my lady. And before I forget, proving Boss's innocence would also mean clearing him. After that incident, Jacques' wife and daughter were taken into the Spina's care. They still live in Poisson. If it might help, you could also pay them a visit.
Oh, thank you so much, Malus. You really are the best.
A new case awaits, my dear partner. I hope we can work together to uncover the truth and end... Water jet! Go!
It is settled then. Please excuse me and enjoy your conversation.
Thank you for arranging everything for us, Malus.
Excuse me, miss. Do you need a...
Hey, Navia's all quiet. This isn't like her at all.
I'm sorry that I only came to visit after all this time. After what happened...
If it's about that, there's no need to apologize. After my husband died, Spina di Rusula sent us a lot of mora and support. I understood your guilt,
But aren't all of those things nothing compared to the loss of Jacques? I can understand the kind of pain.
You don't understand at all.
I didn't know how to face you. Because I didn't know what I could possibly bring as a consolation. I know only the full truth could bring closure to you. And to all...
I'm sorry. I appreciate the sentiment, but you don't... On the matter regarding my husband, my daughter and I have...
Would you mind sharing it with me?
I always knew that my husband's money was earned through others' suffering. He told me countless times that if he could turn back the clock, he had many regrets, and felt that he took the idea of providing for his family too literally. For the longest time, So when Mr. Callis came to him with a proposal, he tried to be as careful as he could, but
They found out about...
Papa didn't say that exactly, but Papa did tell me that I should never be ungrateful.
before he left that day, he told me that he had no choice. It was only later that I realized it was his final farewell to the two of us. I don't know that for sure, but you... Which is why I'm the one who should feel guilty. Callis had always taken great care of us, both when he was still alive. Even if he fired the shot that killed my husband, it was likely in self-defense. It is impossible for me to...
But Mama, why is Papa still the bad guy if Papa always wanted to be a good man? So why...
Well, things aren't always as they seem. You still feel...
Yeah, Papa was a
Then you should hold on to that. If a good man had to do a bet, regardless of whether he left you a parasol or a sword.
Oh.
Thank you for everything you've told me. I will definitely find the truth.
Thank you. I'm very grateful. Even though your personality is quite different from your father's, your determination when you speak is really similar.
You really think so? That's the first time and...
Are you okay, Navia?
I'm fine. Don't worry. Let's investigate the 3 suspects next. Florent should be nearby, and we should be able to find Thierry and Uncle Marcel and...
Greetings, boss. How may I be of assistance today?
I'm sure you've heard about what happened at the Opera House. Someone got turned into water right in...
Yeah, I've heard. With something that dramatic, I'm sure journalists will milk it for all it's worth. And it'll be...
It also reminded me, on the day that the incident happened with my father, it was raining outside. After my partner here put the dots together for me, I feel like we should try to reopen his... Can you do me a favor and try to recall what happened that night?
Let me think. Mr. Callus was feeling pretty upbeat that day. After that, he told us that he wanted to go get some fresh air. So we let him go without thinking much of it. Who knew that we would hear 2 gunshots? My first reaction was that Mr. Callus's life was in danger. So I grabbed my holster and made a mad dash toward the scene. But when I got there, it was already too late. Mr. Callus was standing over a dead body with a gun in his hands. All we could do was look back and forth at each other, not knowing.
So you also remember 2 gunshots then?
Indeed. The guard said that the first shot didn't hit anyone, while the second killed Jacques. But I've never really bought that explanation. Reason being, Mr. Callus had left his gun on the table. I even made sure to confirm that before running. But according to the guards, that doesn't mean he couldn't have had other about the clothes left at the scene that you mentioned. Do you think there was a third
At least from our perspective, my father had no reason to kill. So he would also have no reason to bring an extra gun with him. The gun he was holding probably belonged to Jacques, or a
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So you're saying Mr. Callus ended up with the gun because he seized it? But hold on. If that's what had happened, then why didn't he share the truth with any of... He didn't even want to face the Oratrice machine, and chose instead to prove his honor. Did he lose all faith in the courts after seeing someone dissolve right in front of his eyes?
About that, Malus told me a thing or two. So, I think I can I'll tell you everything, once the whole truth has been revealed.
I understand. Then, I'll leave Mr. Callus's honor in your hands, Bob. And if I may just say one more thing. The whole Callus the Unfaith... Many people have laughed at me for still calling him Mr. Callus. But it was Mr. Callus's trust that allowed me to rise through the ranks of Spina di Rosula. No matter what others might say, he'll always be the man I respect the most.
Don't worry. I will definitely find you, and all our other comrades at the Spina deserve... Hey, Thierry! It's me!
Oh, now, what brings you here, Miss Navia? I've heard...
Oh, so you've got news of that already.
Oh, okay. Hey, I'm also a member of the guards, you know. The way you make it sound...
Are you sure there isn't a little bit of truth in that? Under normal circumstances, shouldn't you have been called...
I mean, where I work, it's really up to me. Callus did a fantastic job running the town, building Spina di Rasula from the ground up and clearing many obstructions, and it would be next to impossible for me to find a similarly easy but high-paying job. Anyway, enough chit-chat. Are these two friends of yours?
Yes. These two are What happened at the Opera House made us realize that Linny's case and my father's may be related. We're trying to
I get it. You think there might be more to the case now that we know people can be dissolved into water, right? If you want to go through the original files from your father's case...
That'd be much appreciated. Thank you. Actually, I have another question. Do you...
Of course. Without them, I couldn't possibly handle Why do you ask? We definitely can't use them to forcefully get more evidence for your
Well, you see, just recently, we were attacked by a horde of unnumbered Gardamex in the So, if you hypothetically wanted to do something against me...
Then you think too highly of my abilities. Dispatching mech. If I had to make an analogy, when you order a dish, the chef will make it for you. You can ask if you try to make unreasonable demands, the chef would just think you're out of your mind and ignore you. Removing a serial number is also not as easy as you might think. There are a lot of complex steps to it. So I can promise you, those mecha were they're certainly not cheap. So, whoever their owner is must be super rich, powerful, or both.
Oh, then you're officially in the clear, Thierry.
Oh, well, thank you for the vote. Jokes aside, I'd like to wish you all the best with your investigation. I'll be staying in the city for a little while, so just come find me if you need any support from the guards.
Hello. How may I help you?
I'm here to see Marcel. Could you please let him know?
You can... Sure. I will let him know right away.
Navia, hello. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm not as young as I used.
Oh, it's all right, Uncle Marcel. There's no need to stress. I just wanted to talk to you briefly about what happened in the Opera House. I'm sure you saw...
Yes, I've never seen anything so strange.
Oh, you were at the Opera House too?
That's right. I went there with Navia to see the magic show. Who knew it would turn into a whole murder mystery? I also witnessed your marvelous sleuthing work. Quite impressive. To beat the Hydro Archon at her own game on her own turf, I can already imagine everyone in Fontaine discussing your exploits over a few...
Oh, Paimon doesn't want to become the talk of drunk...
Apologies. It's just how Fontaine is as a name.
Uncle Marcel, you've also noticed that other thing, right?
Yes. I was reminded of your father's case right away. Is that what you're investigating?
Exactly. I still don't have much solid proof, but I can sense that the other side has already begun...
Oh, and what makes you say that?
We were attacked on Araneus by some unnumbered Gardamex. And there was also an attempt to get me to drink water from the primordial sea. If not for the vigilance of my partner, I probably wouldn't even be here talking to you right now.
Oh, you're giving us too much credit. Wasn't it you?
Alas, it seems things are heating up again. The peace that Callus sought so dearly will soon become a thing of the... But rest assured, Navia, Poisson will always remain a safe haven for you. If anyone dares to lay their hands on you there,
The Confrérie of Cabrières will use its funds to the last more.
Thank you, Uncle Marcel. But I don't intend to go into hiding. Do you have any new thoughts on my father's case?
About that. Sorry, my age is catching. The Confrérie was responsible for that banquet, so I was out and about the whole time making sure things were running Then I heard the sound of a gunshot, and the rest was history.
Oh, it's okay. No need to push yourself. We'll ask around some more.
Sounds good. Just let me know if you ever need Mora. All my wealth comes from Callus's patronage and support. I'll spend however much it takes to clear his name.
We've talked to all 3 suspects. Purely
None of them sounded particularly suspicious.
I suppose that's to be expected, though. If a single conversation's all that's needed to find them anyway, even though we didn't make a breakthrough, let's still compile what we were able to find.
But where should we start? Ah, you're right! Flora mentioned that Callus probably only ended up with the gun because of circumstance.
According to Jacques' family members, he already told them that he had been discovered, and that he had no choice before he left. If I had to guess, he probably received an order from the synth boss to kill my father. Had he refused...
So, Jacques fired the first shot?
Oh? And why is that?
Oh, that's a good point. Jacques probably already knew that he was just being used as a tool for murder. And once he had completed his mission...
So, what would make more sense from his perspective would be to turn his back on the Order and seek protection from my father. Makes sense. But without evidence, that's still just a theory. Besides Jacques, the attack from the Gardamex has been bothering me quite a bit as well. It's obvious that our enemy has become more antsy after the secret of the primordial seawater was revealed.
Do you think he knew, even then, that we'd follow this lead to...
Given everything that's happened since, it's quite... But who among the 3 suspects would have the ability to control privately owned Gardamex? Florent? It is true that he was closest to me, but Espina di Rosu...
So you're saying he's too broke to afford...
Exactly. He can't. And even if he could, I don't think he would be able to... Thierry, you say? But I didn't...
Yeah. If the mecha were taken from the guards, it should be pretty easy to find...
Uncle Marcel? My father did really trust him, and with funds from the Confrérie, he could also afford a large number of guard. Still really hard for me to imagine, though. After all, Uncle Mark also... Wouldn't this mean he has been spending a whole lot of mora and energy to fight his own synth business? Who could it be? You know, if you think everything through, Uncle Marcel is indeed the most suspicious of them all.
Could we be missing other suspects? Malus didn't know about the people turning into water thing.
Malus has always been very reliable, and his judgment of others' trustworthiness has been fair and well considered. When he laid out his case for the 3, the rationale he gave me, the suspect is knowledgeable about the Spina's internal affairs, has the means to dispatch Mecha to assassinate us. Even if I don't want to believe it, I'm starting to see how things could all tie back to Uncle Marcel.
Well, we still have another trump card on top of all the theorizing and speculating.
Yes, Malus did say that charging straight in there would be extremely risky. But we don't have any other... We need far more solid proof before we can hope to go charging in on our enemy.
Navia, here you are. Oh, I've been looking for you.
Huh? Aren't you the guy from the guards?
Yeah. News came from Irenaeus just after you left. We've got another
Wasn't that place built specifically for holding trials? What's so newsworthy about this?
I know. But they said the person they're putting on trial is a Fatui harbinger called Tartaglia.
What? Is that some...
Yeah, we know him. Maybe even a little too well.
Well, he's been accused of being the true culprit behind the serial disappearances case.
Wait, how? None of our investigations have had anything to do with him.
That's what I thought was strange about it, so I came to tell you if the charge against him stands, then it'll be next to impossible to get the guards to support any of our planned
Right, because they'll think they've already found...
Yeah, and it'll be a lot harder then to clear Mr. Callus's...
I understand. Well, partner, what do you think we should... Huh? Split up? What do you mean? Just as expected of my part. Since this is a trial about the serial disappearances case, the culprit's attention will be focused on Irenaeus. You're right. This is our best opportunity. All right then, let's do this. I'll stall them at the Opera House and I won't have any chance of making that charge stick though, unless we find more evidence. It'll be up to you to make it back in time and hand the decisive evidence to me.
We'll help you, just like you helped us in Linny's trial.
Demoiselle, please allow us to accompany you.
I'm ready.
Ah, Malou, Silver, when did...
We heard that you'll be leaving Poisson and figured that you might require our... It's our hope that your confidence will be bolstered with the...
Thank you so much. Then, let's make haste for Irenaeus. Paimon, Traveler,
see you then! Now that Navia has set out for Irenaeus, we should also get going. The location has already been marked on the map, so let's head over. Huh. According to Malus's info, the synth production base is underwater. Let's go and try to find the entrance.
Flight! Go!
Quietly now. Busted. Quietly now. Busted. Gotcha. Quietly now. Busted. Gotcha. Busted.
it. Huh. So this is the entrance that leads to the synth production base. It sure doesn't seem out of the ordinary. Ah, you're right. An important place like this is bound to have a ton of protective measures, and Navia's probably arguing up a storm right now to stall for us.
It would appear that I must repeat my question again, Mr. Tartaglia. Do you accept the charge that you are the true culprit behind the serial disappearances case?
To be perfectly honest, I don't understand your country's complicated court system, or the reason why I'm being charged with something I've never even heard of. However, I did hear that people who have been charged can choose to participate in a duel to clear their name. In which case, as long as I accept the charge, I can have an all-out fight with that champion duelist Clorend. I've got to admit, that's one of the most enticing offers I've ever received. When I privately sparred with her last time, she was obviously holding back.
Hey! Don't you understand? You're currently the prime suspect.
Oh? Sounds like the Hydro Archon wants to lecture me on the ways of the... Then why don't you duel me too? I'm the kind of student that learns best in the heat of...
None.
Alas, it would appear that communication with the defendant is going poorly. In that case, let me explain everything from the very beginning again. The goal of this trial is to determine the culprit behind the serial disappearances case.
That case had nothing to do with him. You've got the... Huh? What's going on?
Why is she interjecting again?
I told you it couldn't be one of the Fatui harbingers.
Miss Navia, this is the second time you've interrupted the court proceedings. I only tolerated your behavior last time because But that was an exception rather than standard court protocol. I can very well charge you with contempt of court for your interjections.
Oh, please. Did you ever think I had any respect? We can put that discussion aside for now. I'm not here to argue with you. I'm here to charge the true culprit behind the serial disappearances case. And if my charges prove true, then Tartaglia here will be proven innocent.
Oh. A young lady has charged in and offered to clear my name. How fascinating. Well, I'd gotten half bored to death by all these rules. So, Your Honor, is there nothing else for me?
You may take a seat for now in the audience, but that doesn't mean the suspicions against you have been lifted. Now then, Miss Navia, who is the person...
That person is... Something's... Marcel, the head of Confrérie of Cabrières.
Huh? What confrérie? Never heard of them in my...
I've heard of them, but weren't they Spina di Rosula's sister organization?
Oh, is this going to be a friends to enemies type situation?
Please let me remind you, Miss Navia, that charging someone is an incredibly serious matter. Committing to the charge also means taking on the legal responsibility, and if the charge fails, depending on the circumstances, you may also be charged with the crime of making a false accusation. Knowing this...
Yes.
In that case, I declare the charge to be valid. Miss Navia and attorneys, please take your places on the court. Members of the guards, please contact Mr. Marcel right away so that he may stand trial. Mr. Marcel, you will not require an attorney. Is that correct?
Apologies, sir. It all just happened so quickly. I think an attorney won't be necessary. This is probably just a misunderstanding between me and Navia.
Very well. In that case, since both sides have now arrived, Miss Navia, please present your charge.
I would like to take everyone back to 3 years ago, to the case of Callus the Unfaithful. Only through elucidating what really happened in that case can we connect all the dots for this.
Navia, do you really think that I was the one who killed your father? Come on, why would I do that? Callus was my benefactor, and remember, both you and I only ran to the scene when we heard the sound of a gun. If that's enough to make me a suspect, wouldn't that make everyone at that banquet a suspect as well?
I think there's no point in getting into the specifics right now. The audience doesn't even have the big picture.
Exactly correct, Your Honor. I must refresh everyone's memory about that case before I can explain my charge and reason.
I see. In which case, I will recount the findings about that case as originally recorded by Maison Gardiennage. On the day of the murder, Spina di Rosula hosted a large banquet in a countryside estate owned by the Confrérie. During the banquet, all attending guests heard 2 gunshots from the courtyard. When the guests arrived at the scene, they found the primary suspect, Callus, holding a gun, while his acquaintance, Jacques, lay dead from a gunshot wound. The guards' investigation did not recover any other firearms from the scene. As a result, they concluded that the suspect's first shot must have missed, while the second must have taken Jacques' life. The suspect did not dispute this conclusion, and also declined to defend himself in court. Instead, he chose to... Callus was defeated by champion duelist Clarande in the ensuing duel, and soon succumbed. These are the known facts about the case.
The one with the motive to kill was Jacques, not my father. And even so, in truth, the third person shot Jacques first, and was shot in turn by my father. After that, the true culprit turned the third person into water, erasing all trace. Thank you for the summary, Your Honor. Of course, the guard's conclusion up. However, we should revisit the case now that we've gained new information about the abilities of water from the This assassin first shot Jacques, then turned to shoot Callus, only for Callus to wrestle the gun from him and kill him instead. The testimony of the victim's family confirms that Jacques had thoughts of assassinating Callus when he set out for the banquet. However, in the end, he reconsidered, and instead shared everything with Callus, hoping to seek the latter's protection. Unfortunately for Jacques, the true culprit had already considered this possibility, and had sent out... A pile of clothing was found at the scene. The guards once believed they were used by Jacques as a costume to disguise himself. But now, it is clear that the clothes were proof that there was a third person at the scene, and that they were turned into water after committing the murder. Since it was raining that day, the culprit was confident that they could use the rain to wash away all traces of their dissolved accomplice. Realizing this, the true culprit caused the hired assassin to dissolve into water, leading everyone to believe Callus was responsible for Jacques.
So that's what happened. Wait, you're telling me something as dangerous as water from the primordial...
What a great theory. It also explains Callus's and Jacques' respective motives.
Mr. Marcel, you are the one being charged with the crime. You should provide a rebuttal if you wish.
But I think I agree with everything Navia just said. In fact, there was nothing in her speech that directly
Then, may I ask some questions? In my opinion, One, do you have the evidence to back up?
I'm afraid not.
Boo! If you don't have any
I may not have the evidence with me, but I know where I could go to collect it. If we look up the deserted clothes against a record of people who went missing, we should be able to find a map. Considering the serial disappearances case, the guards probably kept careful records of all missing persons.
That makes sense to me. Monsieur Neuvillette, I would consider this to be a reasonable...
Why do I feel like Farina's acting a little...
Maybe she's scared of embarrassment.
Alternatively, she's become more diligent after charging an
My second question has to do with the ensuing duel. If the truth is then why didn't Mr. Callis explain himself in court? If he had testified that a person...
I've thought about this too, and the answer is actually pretty simple. He felt the dissolving power of water from the primordial sea is an important secret for the truth. My father could have exposed it for all to see, but he chose to take it to the grave. At that time, Spina di Rosula was in dire straits, and his reputation had already been shattered. He had no guarantee. What was certain, however, was that it would paint a gigantic target on my...
Boss once told me that Demoiselle had already been selected as...
What?
If the secret had gotten out, the culprit would have fought an all-out war with Espina right there and then. I wouldn't have been the only one in danger. All of us would have stood to lose our lives. Of course, the guards might eventually figure out the truth of the matter and determine that we were... But what good would that do? How can a hollow verdict protect... Had this opera house ever given my father any kind of confidence in its brand of justice? Spina di Rosu. But by staying silent, we retained the ability to deter our opponents. I was able to become Spina di Rosula's president, which made me harder to target, as well as giving me more time. And once I have figured out the truth and stepped up to the challenge, I will do what this opera house cannot.
So, you mean to say, your father intended to die?
That's right.
Do you have any proof?
Of course. All you need is to ask his opponent. I don't need your apology, your guilt, or your support from the shadows. You don't have to do... But since he entrusted his will to you, Clarand, you should tell us the truth about his sacrifice.
So... During the duel, did you believe that Callis was
As a champion duelist, I've fought many battles and taken a countless number of dishonored lives. In my line of work, I've seen all kinds of people give their all for the faintest hope to continue living. Just one look and I can tell if a duelist is hoping to live. I hereby swear on my name and honor as a champion duelist that Mr. Callis never intended to leave the...
Since that's your testimony, I have no more questions. It appears there...
I concur. However, Miss Navia, you still have not explained the link between your father's case and the...
Right? What she said was fascinating, but kind of...
Wait, weren't they just talking about the serial disappearance?
Of course, Your Honor. The two cases are connected via a matter of timing. In my father's case, the culprit intended to kill both Jacques and Callis. As a result, they planned to act after hearing two... And, at the end of Linny's trial, the culprit also only dissolved the victim in front of everyone. The culprit could only time their actions so precisely if they were... Coincidentally, Marcel attended both the banquet and the trial.
So that's why you suspected me. Even after hearing your reasoning, I'm used to it, though. You've always been an impulsive and sentimental child, Navia. It's one of your most
No need to appeal to Patho.
I won't try to refute your points one by one, but even if everything you just said was true, can you prove that I was the only person present at both of... On top of that, does a person have to be physically present to control the timing? Can't someone remotely monitor the place?
Don't know what she can say to that.
I know that even with that, you might still think you can reduce the list of suspects with some further investigations, until, alas, who won't feel at least a little hurt by an accusation of murder from a girl you see as your own? But if I were to dismiss this completely, you'd also think I'm not being considerate of your feelings. Do you know what the biggest flaw in your reasoning is?
I suppose you're gonna tell me...
It's timing again. I'm a businessman by trade. From From that standpoint, there's no reason for me to kidnap. In addition, I left my home in Snezhnaya when I was young to come to Poisson and work in... But the disappearances began before I ever stepped foot in Fontaine.
I do apologize, demoiselle. This was my mistake.
No, it's not your fault.
Is there anything else you'd like to say? Would you like to check the date of my first business license? You can also take a look at my border entry records, or ask my friends and family when I left Snezhnaya for the first time. Could those records and testimonies do something to appease the
Seems like she got the wrong guy. At this rate, Navia will be convicted for falsely accusing him.
I think you've done a superb job of dissecting your father's feelings as he neared the... But aren't you going against all of his wishes and expectations? He wished for you to become more rational, collected, and conscientious, instead of dwelling once you've learned to be more considerate of others' feelings, and to stop rushing headlong into things.
This isn't just about me, and it never has been. The biggest difference between me and the rest of the victims is that I still have the ability to search for the truth. The people whose families were destroyed by synth abuse, the people who lost their loved ones to the serial disappearances, and the people who many people's images are flashing before my eyes. I'm sure some are coming to the... And whose image do you see, Marcel? Is it a man named Vacher? Oh, so you do know that name.
I'm merely surprised you'd suddenly say the name of someone I've...
I was waiting for you to say that.
Take flight!
Go! Water jet! Water jet! Go! Water jet!
Into the wind! Clouds high, the birds call!
Gotcha!
Is it because of this mechanism in the middle? That guy really prepared a lot of stuff for this place. Paimon thinks we need to go up, but Paimon doesn't see a way. Let's take a look around. Maybe we'll find a hidden mechanism that'll show us the way up. water level is rising. Now we can swim to the top. But this is still a ways away from where we need to go.